Thank you both for being here. Your Honor, this question is posed to you specifically, but Mr. Malat, you can chime in. How important is it to you to have a real-time feed from the court reporter and the ability to quickly have testimony immediately available for readback? If a digital audio or video system is in place, how easy is it to find previous testimony for reference if needed? And how do these compare? What other advantages do you find in having a live stenographic reporter in the courtroom?
Well, there was a lot of questions in there to answer the very first one. Very important, very important. And, you know, again, going back to when I was the juvenile judge and I was in a trial, I spent more time trying to keep notes that I really wasn't focusing on the testimony as intently as I should have been. And I didn't realize it until I came into the judgeship I am now and Sue offering real time. I don't think I could live without it. And, you know, it's so easy to, when you do hear something that may be an element of a crime or an important issue on a motion to suppress, the mere fact that I can just touch that screen and mark that important part and keep on intently listening, to me on the bench, that's the real value. I think the other thing though with real time that we're doing, and I would strongly say to any court in the country that is using real time, to provide it to both the defense and the prosecution or the plaintiff's attorneys, because they too will pick up on the value of that real time transcription. You know, it's, when I prosecuted cases, it would have been kind of nice to have that in there in the middle of a trial, and the defendant may be on the stand and giving an answer that you want to impeach him on, to highlight it and then say exactly verbatim what they said when they were testifying. I think that's what brings the real value in, is when you get the plaintiffs or prosecution and the defense acclimated to it. I think it raises the stock even higher, because if you got rid of it, they'd be raising holy hell and would want it back. Now, there was some other parts of your question though, and I don't think I hit them. So what did I miss?
Sorry about that. No, I think you did cover it. It was just how they compared, and I think you expanded upon how they compared and being able to reference that defendant's testimony or whoever's testimony right on the spot, and the advantage that you find for having a live stenographic reporter in the courtroom. So thank you. I think you hit it. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I would just remind you, maybe you could share just real briefly the experience we had with the interpreter and how that changed the outcome.
Oh, absolutely. This was just amazing. We had a defendant who English is not their primary language, and I believe they spoke Spanish. I believe it was Spanish. So we had the interpreter in court for the defendant. And normally, prior to doing this with real time, you know, the court would say a few words, then there'd be the pause for the interpreter to say, translate it to the defendant. And it really added time to a hearing. But with this interpreter able to have an iPad with Sue's real time, and she was able to keep pace, the interpreter was able to keep pace with me in translating it to the defendant, and it was seamless. It was if, quite frankly, and I'm not exaggerating here, as if we were all speaking the same language.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.